Hello, hello, hello. Listen, we are here. We are here. Excuse me. And we are ready. We are here. We are ready. We are going to be going over the second lawsuit filed against Tyler Perry. As you all come in, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Let me do one little thing really quickly. And again, as you all come in, please hit that like button. I'm telling you, it is a mess. Again, as you all come in, please hit that like button and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. All right. All right. So, as we have found out towards the end of last year, that there was a second accuser against Tyler Perry. Now, we are familiar with Derek Dixon. Dixon uh, sued Tyler Perry at the top of the year. Now, there's been some stuff going on in regards to that particular lawsuit, and I am going to have that on my celebrity news, which is going to be on Monday. We're going to go over that stuff, but this is something new that I definitely wanted to be able to go over with you all. I wanted to go over the filing itself so that we can be familiar with what's going on with the filing itself. I also want to go over the article from TMZ about this case. Then I'm going to go over the text messages that we're saying that were released in regards to this case. And then we're going to actually go through the complaint. So that is the order that we're going to go into. So give me a moment to pull a lot of this stuff up. And again, as you all come in, please hit that like button. And also, if you're not familiar, I have a second channel. I have moved my movie and television reviews to that second channel, and that's PETV underscore reacts. Make sure you go over there and join the channel for me. I'd appreciate it. All right, so here we go. We're ready. We're ready. I had to find the article. I have the article with the text messages, but I don't have the article with the hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for watching. Is that DaCosta Ashton? Ashton? Hello there. All right, let me pull this up. So here is the article. Tyler Perry sued for SB and SA, allegedly grabbed at the actor's private parts. And this was published on December 26th, the day after Christmas. It says he's being sued by an actor who appeared in Boo, a Medea Halloween, with the actor accusing Perry of making unwanted advances and groping him without consult. Mario Rodriguez, a model and actor, filed a lawsuit against Perry and Lionsgate Film Thursday in California. claiming he first connected with Perry in 2015 after a gym trainer approached him and told him Perry wanted to meet him. Rodriguez claims Perry called him later at the same day, and Perry told him that he was writing a new movie which might contain a part for him. Rodriguez said he told Perry he did not have any acting experience, to which he allegedly replied, "You know, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner." Rodriguez said Perry invited him to his home, where the two drank in his kitchen before proceeding down to a home theater, where he claims Perry rubbed his shoulders and chest while moaning intimately. Rodriguez says that he left the house shortly after. Rodriguez alleges in his lawsuit that him and Perry only saw each other on the set while shooting the movie, and he makes it clear Perry was never appropriate towards him during production. After filming concluded, though, Rodriguez claimed that Perry would invite him to his house to discuss future projects, though he alleges Perry asked him graphic sexual questions in several occasions. In 2018, Rodriguez said he went to Perry's house, believing the two would discuss possible career opportunities. However, once there, Rodriguez claimed that Perry asked him if he enjoyed receiving oral before reaching into his underwear and grabbing his private parts. Rodriguez claimed that Perry gave him $5,000 after the incident while apologizing for his alleged conduct. During another alleged interaction, Rodriguez claims that Perry grabbed his hand and forced him to touch Perry's private parts. So, if we're listening to this, if you've listened to the lawsuit that I read in regards to Derek Dixon, it kind of parallels the same type or the same way that Derek Dixon says Tyler Perry's modus operandi is, how he operates. So what we'll do here is there are some text messages that were put out. Let me see if I can find those text messages. All right. Let's share this tab instead. All right. So here are the text messages. Maybe we can make them a little bigger. And these are supposed to be text messages between Tyler Perry and Mario Rodriguez. We're going to read those. And this just, all of this is just giving us some insight into when we read into the lawsuit. It says here, "Brother, haven't been feeling okay, confused and a little nauseous. I got blood work. I think it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't care what." Now, this text message on me also said it was sent Sunday, August 31st at 10:14 p.m. I'm making the assumption, was that last year, August of last year? It says here, "Brother, I haven't been feeling okay, confused and a little nauseous. I got blood work done and I think it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't care what I know. I promised you I would never ask you for anything. But if it is what I think it is, I don't think I can do it on my own because I barely pay my bills. Scared AF. I don't want to get sepsis like my dad and pass away. I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to make it real. Feel sick most days, never told anybody, uh but my mom and everybody is starting to notice my broke A. Don't have insurance. I never lied to you, but I think it's what's wrong. My dentist is supposed to take care of something in Beverly Hills, but he in prison for fraud." Wait a minute. Whoo, I've always been healthy, but lately I've been waking up confused and dizzy and a bunch of stuff. I just can't go to the doctor because I can't even afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. Scared, brother. Just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican blank out of a lot of bad places, and I just want to tell you thank you. I can't buy you anything, but just want to tell you that your boy is right here, and da 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 da. And I guess this is supposed to be Tyler Perry speaking. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Yep, you've been through it. I'm glad you're doing well. You don't have to give me a thing or pay me a thing. I'm just glad you're okay. I'm still going through it, but you know me, man. I'm a survivor just like you, and I'm glad that you're my friend, and I love you, bro, respectfully. And I don't see any more text messages in this particular thread. So again, those were the text messages sent by Mr. Rodriguez, I believe, last year to Tyler Perry. All right. So apparently, in those text messages, he was looking or asking or roundabout asking Tyler Perry, could he get some money so that he could get his teeth fixed? He felt like he had an abscess or something, and he was scared he was going to get sepsis. All of those things. So now, let's read this complaint. And shout out to Documentings on Twitter/X. That's where I received the copy of that. Go definitely follow him on Twitter, and he also has a YouTube page because he's been able to get this documentation, particularly from the state, because a lot of the states, uh, depending on the state, they don't post a lot of this stuff. You have to go to the courthouse and get a copy or a digital copy or whatever. But shout out to Document Teams for getting it. Now, this is a 23-page complaint. And so we will read this. Now, again, you see over here in the corner. I just want to highlight this over here in the corner right here. You see that over here in the corner, it was electronically filed by the Superior Court of California. This lets you know that it has been filed and it is legitimate at 12:26 at 12 a.m. and it was received. So we're good. If you don't see this on the court, if you don't see this little let me highlight. If you don't see this little section, because sometimes it's up at the top, but most time it's on the corner. If you don't see that it says that it's been filed, then yes, it is a written document, but it hasn't been filed with the court. Because until it's filed with the court, then it doesn't, in my opinion, straight matter. Yeah, because I got caught reading one that didn't have this, and the actual ones that was filed was so much different than the one that I had read. So I've just been real cautious to make sure that I see that it has been filed. And it's filed by Jonathan Delshad, law office of the Jonathan Delshad. And he is the attorney for Mario Rodriguez. And this is going to be litigated in the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, unlimited jurisdiction. And also, too, this is important, has to have a case number. It has to have a case number. You see that? The case number. It has to have a case number. So here's the complaint. SA, California Code 340.16. SB, California Code 1708.5. That looks like IIED, and I'm not sure what that is. And number 4, negligent retention. And they're demanding a jury trial. So it's Mario Rodriguez, an individual who is the plaintiff, and he is suing Tyler Perry, an individual, and he's suing Lion Gates Films, a Delaware limited liability company, and Jane or John Doe's 1 through 50 inclusive. So again, they do that Jane and John Doe because there are people who have done something and it might be within the business. They don't know the names of the people. So they may report the actions that that person made, but until they find out who that person is, that's when they will definitely put their names in there. Summary of action. Plaintiff Mario Rodriguez files his complaint against defendant Tyler Perry, aka Emmett Perry Jr., Lion Gates Films, alleging as follow. The following complaint is pled on information and belief that defendant Tyler Perry is a producer, director who wields immense power in the movie industry, Unfortunately, Perry uses his power allowed Perry uses his power allows to abuse and sexually assault people who hope to secure roles in his movies. Perry's quote unquote type are those who have been victims of childhood traumas in the past. Wow. Plaintiff Mario Rodriguez was one of his victims. And that is wow. Because he's setting a stage here. He's setting a stage that he is a powerful person. He uses his power for sexual gratification and assault, and that he has a victim type. And if you know anything about Tyler Perry, you know that Tyler Perry had been abused when he was younger. I think it was physical abuse. I'm not sure about the sexual abuse, but I know that there was some physical abuse going on with him from his father. Plaintiff is an individual who at all relevant times was residing in the state of California. Defendant Perry is an individual who has residence in both the state of Georgia and the state of California and has extensive business contacts in the state of California so that he conducts substantial, continuous, and systematic business activities in California. And one of the things that's going to get this lawyer is that his sentence structure. Now, I'm not here to police anybody's grammar, being grammatically correct. However, we have seen we have seen lawsuits crumble by the what's being said and how it was not clear, and how one word can change the whole way a sentence is one word can change the meaning of a sentence. And so this is the second one that I've seen. I think sometimes in your rush to file, you can miss some things. Defendant TPS Production Services LLC is a Georgia limited liability company based in Georgia that is aware of and directly benefits from Perry's essays. Defendant Lionsgates is a Delaware corporation whose primary place of business is 2700 Colorado Street, Colorado Avenue, Suite 200, Santa Monica, California. Lionsgates is a distributor of films produced by Perry. They're the distributor. The distributor retains or exercises control of production or working conditions. The distributor assumes responsibility for compliance or safety. The distributor has actual knowledge of unlawful conduct and the ability to intervene but failed to act. Plaintiff is ignorant of the true names and capacities of defendants sued herein, and as Does 1 through 50, together with Lionsgate and Perry collectively, the defendants or defendant inclusive, and therefore sues these does by such fictitious names under California Code of Civil Procedures, Section 474. Plaintiff will amend this complaint to allege their true names and capacities when the same is ascertained, and I talked about that earlier. On information and belief, one or more defendants is the full or partial part owner or wholly or partially owned subsidiary or division of, the agent of, the alter ego of each other and or subsidiaries or divisions of an unknown and unnamed parent or holding company. So basically, they're just saying they know these people exist. They don't know exactly what their whole title is, how their whole title works out, but they know that these people exist in these corporations, and they're just letting you know that this is why they feel like they're liable. Let's continue. And again, I'm not going to read all of this because, again, some of this is just repetitive and it'll just take time. They talk about the venue and jurisdiction. They believe that California, because Tyler Perry and Lionsgate do business in California, and it is my understanding right here further The vast pattern of abuse, including the SA and the SB, in addition to the wielding of controlling power over plaintiff, was consistently present when the defendant Perry engaged in the SA and SB acts described herein. The location of all events herein alleged occurred within the jurisdiction of California. So this is why they were suing in the state of California. Mr. Rodriguez is a resident of California. It has been a resident of California since 1985. Mr. Perry has a residence in California, and he also has a residence in the state of Georgia. On information and belief, the distributor is aware of such other similar SAs, and I'm assuming the lawsuit from Derek Dixon by Perry, and continues to provide Perry with the funding to create films in reckless disregard for its duty to intervene and make sure that actors working with Perry are not assaulted. California has a strong interest in allowing its residents to recover for injuries sustained, even if the claim would be time barred in another state. So let's get down to the factual. Let me get this. Additionally, California provided specific revival statutes for SA claims, such as California Code Civil Procedures 340.16, which revised certain claims that would otherwise be time barred. If the plaintiff met the statutory criteria, including allegations of a cover up by an entity legally responsible for the SA, the claim may proceed under California law, even if it would be barred under Georgia law. So let's get into the factual allegations. That Mr. Rodriguez began his career as a model in 2013, and since that time, he has grown his career significantly with 1 million current followers on his Instagram account. Mr. Rodriguez has, among other things, models for Fashion Week in Los Angeles, hosted events in Europe, and appeared and hosted at the Latin Grammy Awards. In 2015, while working as a model, Mr. Rodriguez regularly worked at 3 to 4 times a week at an Equinox gym in Los Angeles, California. During one of his workouts, a gym trainer approached Mr. Rodriguez and told him that defender Tyler Perry wanted to meet Mr. Rodriguez and talk to him about offering him an acting role. Mr. Rodriguez was surprised and incredibly excited about the prospect of expanding his career. Expanding his career into the acting world and working with a Hollywood mogul and megastar. Mr. Rodriguez gave the trainer his cell phone number. Mr. Perry called Mr. Rodriguez that day. And again, there are parallels because you remember Derek Dixon said that he was working as a waiter for a catering company. The guy over the catering company came to him and said that Tyler Perry wanted to talk to him. He goes over there to talk. They exchange numbers. He asked him about acting and da 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 this, and this is how they connected. Mr. Perry called Mr. Rodriguez later that very same day. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he was writing a new movie, which would later become Madea's Halloween, and that he thought Mr. Rodriguez would fit the role of a very good-looking college student. Lionsgate was a distributor of this movie. Mr. Perry also asked Mr. Rodriguez questions about his personal life, where he grew up, his living situation, and which at the time was renting a room in an apartment in the city of Hollywood. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he had already found Mr. Rodriguez's Instagram modeling account and that he was impressed with Mr. Rodriguez's modeling photos. Mr. Perry asked Mr. Rodriguez if he had a manager, how he got so many followers, and how he was getting work. Interesting. Do you think we should pull that up? Yeah, this is him. All right, so let's share this tab. This is Mr. Rodriguez. We've seen because this is the photo that was shown on TMZ. So he is in the fitness. He's a good looking guy. Got junk in the trunk. He does a lot of modeling, keeps himself up, skincare. Looks like he has a lot of pictures with his mom. This must be a younger photo. He's a handsome guy. When Mr. Rodriguez told Mr. Perry that he never acted before, Mr. Perry responded, "You know, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner." Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he believed that he would secure the discussed role for Medea Halloween, and that he also had other roles for which Mr. Rodriguez could be a good fit. Mr. Perry explained that someone would send Mr. Rodriguez the script for Medea Halloween and the information needed to audition. Mr. Rodriguez then received the script for Medea's Halloween. About 1 week later, Mr. Rodriguez had an official audition for the role that Mr. Perry previously described to him as a very good looking college student. Only a day or two later, Mr. Perry personally called Mr. Rodriguez to tell him that he got the role and to congratulate him, stating, "I told you you'd get it." Well, of course, you're the director, the writer, the producer. The casting director is going to go by what you say. Clearly, the audition was only a formality, giving Mr. Perry's position of power and his personal desire to have Mr. Rodriguez work for him. All of this was happening very quickly, and Mr. Rodriguez was extremely excited by the career opportunity that Mr. Perry was offering. Within a few weeks, Mr. Perry invited Mr. Rodriguez and his Medea Halloween co star to his Los Angeles home for a meet and greet and to rehearse lines. Within a few weeks, Mr. Perry then called and invited Mr. Rodriguez to his home. This time, Mr. Rodriguez was invited alone. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez about the other project that he was working on and reiterated that Mr. Rodriguez could be a good fit for the roles. Mr. Rodriguez was thrilled and felt grateful to have met Mr. Perry to be given this role, and for Mr. Perry taking an interest for additional roles. Throughout the conversation, Mr. Rodriguez thought to himself, "This is my big break." Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he had some time between shooting Medea's Halloween and that he wanted to spend time with him and to get to know him better. Mr. Perry then suggested that he make them alcoholic drinks. After the two began to drink in the kitchen, Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez to follow him to his theater room to watch a movie. Now, is it me? Hold on. Let me read the last of this. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez to keep his cell phone in the kitchen because there's cameras everywhere and they're always listening. So in other words, your phone is going to be safe in the kitchen, but don't bring it in there. That doesn't it does that seems a little sinister as he's saying it. That seems a little sinister as he's saying it, but I guess that was the way that he was making it ease. But what I would what's interesting to me, and is it me? Is it me, or would, as an actor, and I know as a new actor, and he's not, he didn't think about getting into the acting world. We know that Derek Dixon was looking forward to being in the acting world. My question is to people who are actors and in the acting world: would this be a red flag for the writer, the producer, and the director to have you come to his home? That's one thing for if he invites the cast to come to the home. You all are sitting by a table and you're doing table reads. That's one thing. But is it odd to be asked to come to the home, especially when you know you haven't done any acting? My question is, do they not pair you up with someone, another actor, or is it like a dog eat dog? And if the director calls for you to come over there, you just come? Because I guess for me, in the regular world, this seems odd, and all this seems like a setup. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you that people have all of these intentions, but I just know this would seem odd if someone that I'm working on, my boss, will call me to their house and not at the, not at the studio, not at the job, not at something like that. Because again, I understand in Hollywood and everything like that, you all do things a little different. You all have deals and things go on in different places. I don't want you all to mishear me, but I'm just trying to figure out if this is normal for people to do, because people could be doing this, and there's not a sexual innuendo or anything coming across. But I'm just curious to know if this is something, that does this not rile up your cackles? Red flags? Does your body, I mean, does your fight or flight risk, does it jump in your chest or anything? Or is this just so common? Or is it because this is Tyler Perry, that he has a nice home. You want to be able to go to his nice home, and maybe he saw you taking pictures in his home or something, and that's why he told you to leave the phone in the kitchen. I'm just curious because, like I said, this paragraph 47 was very interesting to me. 48. Mr. Rodriguez found the request strange but complied because it was Mr. Perry's house and he did not want to risk offending him. Mr. Perry led Mr. Rodriguez to the theater room and put on a movie. Within a few minutes, Mr. Perry began to continually pause the movie to ask Mr. Rodriguez questions. Eventually, Mr. Perry began to ask more vulnerable and personal questions, including questions about Mr. Rodriguez's family of origin, his childhood, and his personal traumas. And that's interesting because, again, what Mr. Rodriguez says is that, uh-oh, uh-oh. What Mr. Rodriguez said that he felt like he was being targeted. Mr. Rodriguez is in a very vulnerable state and became noticeably emotional. Mr. Perry told him, "You have a lot of trauma in you, and believe it or not, we have a lot in common." Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez to stand up and said, "Come here, man, let me hug you." Mr. Perry hugged Mr. Rodriguez and said, "It's not your fault." In the moment, Mr. Rodriguez could not help but feel that Mr. Perry was trying to reenact the famous scene between Matt Damon and Robin Williams from the acclaimed 1997 movie Good Will Hunting, Catching Strays. Mr. Perry then grabbed Mr. Rodriguez's shoulder and repeatedly said, "Man, I like your shoulders." Mr. Perry began to rub Mr. Rodriguez's shoulders and chest while repeatedly telling him, hold on, and dang, man." Mr. Perry then began to make sexual grunting sounds like saying, while he continued to rub his hands against Mr. Rodriguez's chest and shoulders. Mr. Rodriguez immediately became confused and his body tensed up and froze. Mr. Perry repeatedly told Mr. Rodriguez to relax and that he had so much tension in his shoulder that he could as he continued to rub them. Mr. Rodriguez tried his best to stop Mr. Perry without offending him for fear of losing out on an acting career that was being discussed only moments earlier. Mr. Rodriguez then stepped away and sat back down in his chair, hoping Mr. Perry would just continue the movie. Instead, Mr. Perry sat right next to Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Perry then put his hands on Mr. Rodriguez's leg and began to rubbing his inner thigh right next to his man member. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez it's okay while he continued to rub his thigh. Mr. Rodriguez told Mr. Perry that he needed to use the restroom and walked out of the room. But Mr. Perry persisted. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez, "Just relax. I promise I'm a good guy to know and have in your corner. You just need to relax and stop being so tense. And man, if you would just come, I would take care of you for the rest of your life and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. And I know you'll come around." And ladies and gentlemen, this is what I don't understand. You sound like you want to take care of somebody, because this sounds very reminiscent to the Derek Dixon lawsuit. Sounds very reminiscent of that from what we read almost a year ago. I guess my question is, why are you trying to give them a role in the film? If you want to date the guy, just date the guy. And don't mishear me. I'm just throwing this out because I am confused. If you want to date a guy and you want to take care of them and all this other stuff, why present them with a role in a movie? Why do all of this other stuff? Why not just date them? Mr. Rodriguez repeatedly tried to play off Mr. Perry's comment as a joke, and he tried to change the subject to work. But Mr. Perry continued to make similar sexual comments. Mr. Rodriguez left and went home. Shortly thereafter, filming for Madea Halloween began around January of 2016 in Atlanta. And here are just some pics that they have in the lawsuit of them working on the show. Mr. Rodriguez was extremely hopeful about the opportunity and posted a photo of himself preparing for his lines. Here he is. Mr. Rodriguez was in Atlanta for roughly 1 week of filming before he returned to Los Angeles. During the shooting for the film in Atlanta, Mr. Rodriguez only saw and interacted with Mr. Perry on set. Mr. Perry did not essay or attack Mr. Rodriguez in Atlanta on set, but Mr. Perry was not done. Mr. Rodriguez was no longer working for Mr. Perry at the time, and all contracts and agreements with Perry had expired. Mr. Rodriguez remained in Los Angeles, and the two continued to exchange messages. In 2017, after filming for Madea's Halloween concluded, Mr. Perry again began to invite Mr. Rodriguez to his home so that he could tell Mr. Rodriguez about scripts that he was writing, and yet again, how Mr. Rodriguez may be a good fit for some of the roles, including a role for Madea's Halloween 2. Based on Mr. Perry's representation and Mr. Rodriguez's hopes to grow his career, Mr. Rodriguez agreed to visit. During these first few visits to Mr. Perry's home, the two talked about work and their personal lives. Mr. Rodriguez told Mr. Perry that he and his girlfriend had a baby on the way, which he thought was both exciting and scary. After a couple of visits, Mr. Perry then again began to make more sexual comments to Mr. Rodriguez about Mr. Rodriguez's physique and appearance, and ask him graphic sexual questions. Among other things, Mr. Perry asked Mr. Rodriguez if he ever had relations with another man, intimate relations of the physical nature with another man. Mr. Rodriguez tried to laugh off the question as a joke and told Mr. Perry that he never had, and that he never had, and that he did not have sexual interest in men. Mr. Perry then asked Mr. Rodriguez if he had ever fantasized or thought about being with another man, and Mr. Rodriguez said no. Mr. Perry was aware that Mr. Rodriguez was financially stressed about having a baby, and as a result, he told Mr. Rodriguez, "If you would just give in to me, I will take care of you, and you will never have to worry about anything." Y'all help me out. I'm just conversations like this, because you've asked a question, had he ever had intimate relations with a man. He tells you no, and that he is not attracted to men. And then the conversation comes about, if you would just give in to me, and I'm just quoting what the document says, I would take care of you. Mr. Perry also told Mr. Rodriguez that Perry was himself uh, uh, essayed as a kid, and that he had a lot of trauma and abandonment issues, in efforts to lure Mr. Rodriguez into a trusting Perry at home. Perry would then use discussions of his own traumas to essay Perry. Mr. Perry grabbed Mr. Rodriguez's leg right along his man member while rubbing it. Perry would say, "It's all right." Mr. Rodriguez attempted to stop it and distance himself from Mr. Perry whilst trying to navigate maintaining the discussed career and work opportunities. Mr. And having work opportunities, for someone to be giving offering work opportunities and then they're doing this, I know how uncomfortable that makes people feel. And people are literally wrestling with, and I'm not just thinking about just Mr. Rodriguez. I'm also thinking about women in the business. And there's people who women who you don't see in the business anymore because they probably have taken a stance about, no, I'm not going to conflate the issue. And then how they're blackballed because they won't comply, or go forward with a job that's going to cause for them to give up their bodies. Now there's some people that have no issue and no problem with that, which is sad, but it is what it is. We live in reality. But it's just it almost seems like it's the thrill of the hunt. He's already told you, no, I'm not interested in a man. No, I'm not interested in any of these relationships, and you're still pressing. And Mr. Rodriguez is saying that he's trying to navigate that by moving away or anything like that. I just would wish you just leave. Just leave, just leave, just leave, just leave. If they've shown you who they are, you need to believe who they are. Because surely that's a tick on your resume, and you don't have to utilize Mr. Perry, because even though he is huge with Hollywood. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Mr. Perry was evoking Mr. Rodriguez's traumatic history, not as a caring friend, but to exploit an emotional vulnerability to push his essay advances and assaults. Immediately, because Mr. Roger continually rejected Mr. Perry's advances, Mr. Perry never hired him for Medea's Halloween 2, despite all their conversation for new roles. Rodriguez, and see, all of this is wasn't all of this happening? I'll have to pull up the Derek Dixon thing, and I don't want to do that right now. All of this was kind of happening around the same time, weren't they overlapping? And then wouldn't that be overlapping with Christian Keys? I think that's what his name was. Wouldn't all of this stuff kind of be overlapping with each other? On or around November 14, 2018, Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he was in Los Angeles and wanted to meet him for dinner at Maestro's Steakhouse in Beverly Hills to discuss work and a project called The Oval. Yeah. If I just read further, I would get the information that I need. Although Rodriguez, in the back of his mind, was concerned about further assault, he accepted in being in a public environment with Perry, hoping to jumpstart his career again. Upon arriving, Mr. Perry saw actor and wrestler John Cena and introduced him to Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Perry believed that he and Rodriguez were now together as a result of the dinner. Mr. Rodriguez started feeling uncomfortable, yet he made strenuous efforts to change his perception of the experience so they can discuss work. Rodriguez was hoping his feelings about Perry were wrong. Mr. Perry had them seated in a private room, and Mr. Perry began to discuss the Oval. And Mr. Rodriguez and told Mr. Rodriguez that he would be a good fit for possible roles, including a police officer. As was his tactic, Mr. Perry started the conversation with work opportunities, and then it turned sexual. At one point, in the conversation, Mr. Perry asked in a way that made his intentions clear, "So, what are we? What are we doing?" Mr. Rodriguez responded, "What do you mean? We're friends." Mr. Perry became irritated with the answer and asked, "Are you going to give in?" Mr. Rodriguez played dumb to try and end the questioning saying, "I don't know what you mean. We're just friends." Mr. Perry became visibly frustrated and told Mr. Rodriguez to finish his alcohol drink and meet him at Mr. Perry's house to discuss his acting career. Mr. Perry texted Mr. Rodriguez that he was going to stop on the way home and get a bottle of Real, referring to Don Julio 1942 and, tequila known as Real 1942. Rodrigo clearly expressed his stance on having a relationship with Perry and believed Perry understood the conversation would be just about career opportunities. As a result, he let himself believe that he could go to Perry's house and talk about his career in acting. Okay. So this is where, ladies and gentlemen, that I need for us to understand and be so for real. You have been to this man in public. He is going to talk about one thing. You've been to this man's house on two separate occasions, and on each one of those two separate occasions, as you're reporting in this lawsuit, he is doing things that are making you uncomfortable. At this point, at this dinner, you are uncomfortable. Why? And don't mishear me. I know people are talking about careers and everything like this, but you already know that he is exhibiting this type of behavior. The behavior is not going to change. Once he realized he couldn't get you comfortable at the restaurant, he thinks that if he goes by some Don Julio, you about to act a foolio. And I need for us to be so for real, ladies and gentlemen. That's your when you're feeling uncomfortable and you're hearing situations that you know that cause you've had trauma in regards to that, and you're feeling uncomfortable, that is your fight or flight. And you have the ability at this point to flee. To flee. I know that acting is intoxicating, but you were doing decent without Mr. Perry. Would you have to probably take another job or rethink your stuff? Because again, in this lawsuit, you're talking about that you're about to be a father. And the reason why I'm talking at this, because this was the point, this was a turning point to where you should have gone home. Once he went to go get the liquor, you should have gone home. Let's continue. That's my personal opinion. I know people are like, oh, well, you're blaming the victim. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get us before you get into this state. We have to talk about these types of situations. Because if we want to prevent someone else from being a victim, it's so important that we talk about what time period should this person have said no. It's one thing for it to happen the first time. Yeah, you're thinking about, oh well, we were drinking, and sometimes a drunk body makes a sober mind, and they'll talk all these little different things. That's one thing. It happened once. You had a good working relationship. You go over there the second time, it happens the second time. This is the third time. He's already shown you who he was. So now at this point, it is your job to think, I may not need to go over there. You're supposed to sit here and do the pros and cons and the critical thinking and going through your head about what are the pros if I go over here? What are the cons? Are the pros outweighing the cons, or are the cons outweighing the pros? And if the cons are outweighing the pros, then you're not supposed to go. Bars. Once at the house, Mr. Perry spoke briefly about work while pouring drinks of real 1942, which made Rodriguez comfortable again. Because you're pliable now. You're drunk. You're not necessarily drunk, but you know, the liquor is doing its job. Before long, Mr. Perry sat up close to Mr. Rodriguez and asked Mr. Rodriguez if he'd like to get BJ's and have oral X. Mr. Perry also asked Mr. Rodriguez if he ever had given a BJ to a man. Now remember, the second time that he went over to Tyler Perry's home, Tyler Perry mentions the same stuff. And you've told him you're not attracted to guys, you're attracted to girls. Your girlfriend at the time was about to have a baby. I'm only speaking from the point of view of the men that are around me in my life. Once he had asked that question the first time, according to the men that are around, there would have been some staunch talking to, or possibly a slap in the face. I'm not here promoting violence. I'm just explaining to you. Sometimes some people don't get it until they get it. And this is where where you're always trying to think about other people's feelings and you don't want to hurt them. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about you being, they only caring about what they want, their needs. They want their needs satiated, and they don't care if you're comfortable with it. They don't care if you're telling them that you're not into it. They don't care, because at this point it's almost like the thrill of the hunt. And you set yourself up to be the prey because you go back over there the third time. Pam, you're no, I'm not. I'm trying to get you all so that you all will not be victims. We're reading this as he's saying it. It's public, so we can critique some of the stuff. So those of you all that are, there are jobs, dream jobs that you want. Here is how you identify the red flags. Someone offering you something that's too good to be true. Someone invites you over to the home to give you the too good to be true. While you're talking, they're making you, they're lulling you into a sense of comfort and almost a sense of love and affection platonically. And then they start moving in on you or start touching you in ways that first can be misconstrued as being friendly, but you feel like it's being sexually, it's a sexual type intimacy that they're putting on, and you all don't have that type of relationship. Those are the red flags that you need to see. They ask you questions, and I say this to my ladies: when men start asking you questions about your sexual prowess, and this is your first date, that is an immediate red flag. You are not required to answer any of those types of questions. So when you're going out on these dates with people and you're feeling uncomfortable, I've always said drive yourself and then drive yourself back home. At this point, an Uber should be called. If you don't have the car, if he picked you up, you should call yourself an Uber. You always have money to be able to get yourself to and from a place. These are red flags. The only reason why they're asking you about sex in this stage of the game is because they want to have sex with you. And if that's not how you're getting down, you need to get up. Be careful who you break bread with. Get up and go home. Are you going to feel uncomfortable? Are you going to feel bad? Yes, you're going to feel all those things. But you'll have your dignity and you will not tolerate being disrespected. Let's continue. Mr. Rodriguez excused himself to the kitchen to get some water, hoping that Mr. Perry would get the hint to change the subject. He's not going to get the hint. You got to be very direct with people. You know what? I've told you 2 and 3 times that this wasn't going to happen. And here you go asking me these questions again. And here you go again, taking me out to dinner, making it seem like you've got work for me. And then here you are trying to put me in a bed somewhere. Sir, I've told you, I am not attracted to men, and there's nothing that you can say to me to make me want to be attracted to you. And then you leave. If you drove your car there, then you leave. Instead, Mr. Perry followed Mr. Rodriguez to the kitchen and poured him another drink of 1942. Then Mr. Perry tightly hugged Mr. Rodriguez and repeatedly told him to hold on while Mr. Perry tried to unbuckle Mr. Rodriguez's pants. Shocked, Mr. Rodriguez tried to use his body to push Mr. Perry away, stating, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Mr. Perry reached into Mr. Rodriguez's underwear and grabbed at his man member. Mr. Perry was making sexual moaning noises and saying, stay here," while he pressed his body against Mr. Rodriguez and continued to grab his man member. Mr. Rodriguez again tried to push Mr. Perry away, who responded, "Just relax, just let it happen." Clearly, Tyler Perry is a strong individual because this is this. And again, this mirrors the same thing that it parallels what Derek Dixon said in his lawsuit. I think the difference is that Derek Dixon was drinking so much that he was spending the night. Mr. Rodriguez repeatedly told Mr. Perry to stop. Mr. Perry kept holding him and pressing his body against Mr. Rodriguez. He physically struggled to get away from Perry and told from Mr. Perry and told. Okay. Mr. Rodriguez repeatedly told Mr. Perry to stop, but Mr. Perry kept holding him and pressing his body against Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez had to physically struggle to get away from Perry and told Mr. Rodriguez that he was leaving. Again, this is the third where you have a full paragraph that doesn't make that in your haste to send this out. This sentence right here. Mr. Rodriguez had to physically struggle to get away from Mr. Perry and told Mr. Rodriguez. So Mr. Rodriguez told Mr. Rodriguez that he was leaving. We know what you wanted to say, but that is not what you actually said. And this is a court document. Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez that he should stay and sleep over since he had been drinking. Mr. Rodriguez knew that he could not stay there because he did not feel like he was safe and that Mr. Perry would force himself upon him. Mr. Rodriguez called an Uber ride to go home. Smart. That was very smart of him. Again, let me go just recap. Let me just mark my section right here. No, it doesn't let me do that. Anyway, we're at 90. Feeling like you're the good person is not the same as doing the right thing. Once again, I need you to hear me. Wanting to feel like you're the good person doesn't always equate to doing the right thing. because a lot of times you're trying to be the good person, not ruffle any feathers, not say the wrong thing, be politically correct doesn't mean that it is the right thing to do. Because a lot of times what happens is that when you're trying to be the good person, inadvertently, you're covering up for bad behavior. Call One of the things about being an adult is having that. You don't have to be the it's just about having courage to call out the bad stuff and call out the bad stuff without worrying about whether or not people are looking at you like you're not the good guy. You're not the good girl. Because this is how this stuff continues. Because people play with your emotions. They learn you. Please listen to me and listen to me very carefully. People who are abusers, they have already studied you. They learn you. They find out all kinds of information about you. Now, it doesn't help the fact that Google is free and a lot of stuff is on the internet, and we live in an age right now where people don't mind putting all their stuff out here on these internet streets. But they learn you. They watch you. And they see you have that personality of wanting to be considered the good person versus someone who is going to do the right thing. And those things are not, they're not the same. And we're going to have to stop equating those things as the same. You wanting to be a good person doesn't equate to you doing the right thing. Because, see, you being a good person and not wanting to hurt this person's feelings within their home, you know that you're not into all that, but I don't want to offend him. Now you're in this situation. Because, see, the right thing to do at this point, because remember, we've read in this document that he went over there the first time, all of this issue was going on. Okay, y'all had been drinking, chalk it up to the alcohol. When it happens the second time, and he's starting asking you these questions about whether or not you as a straight man would have intimate relations with a man, and you have equivocally told him no. Being a good person does not equate to doing the right thing. And the right thing at this point was to stop fooling with Tyler Perry. Because he's shown you who he was by his actions, according to what you're saying in this lawsuit. He's shown you who he was. This is one of those lessons for my young ladies. You know, a lot of men want you to be uh docile and not say anything to them because they want you to be a good person, but a good person, or their version of what it is for them for you to be a good person, doesn't always equate to the right thing. A lot of times they tell you these things because there are things that they want to do with you, and they want your need to belong, your need to be good, your need to do all of these, whatever it is that you have a need for. They're going to know what that is, and they're going to use that against you. And yes, I know it happens vice versa. But that is my point. You being a good person, I'm not telling people, oh, don't be good. No, I'm saying that you need to be able to, you need to not only you have to have a moral compass. You have to have things that you will not cross, boundaries that you will not cross. Always trying to be a good person, you will forsake those boundaries just for somebody to say, oh, well, she's a good person. Let's continue. While waiting for his Uber, Mr. Perry tried to apologize for his essay, telling Mr. Rodriguez, "Hey, my bad, my bad." Mr. Perry, afraid of consequences for his essay, then stepped away for a minute and returned and stuffed $5,000 into Mr. Rodriguez's pocket. Rodriguez was shocked. The next morning, Mr. Perry was eager to feel out Mr. Rodriguez and what the consequences might be for Perry's actions. Essay. Mr. Perry called Mr. Rodriguez, told him he was in the area and that he would drive Mr. Rodriguez to pick up his car, which was left at his home the prior night. You should have gone over there with a friend and got your car. Later, December 9th, 2018, Mr. Perry again invited Mr. Rodriguez to his home, texting, "How about that Rio? I just got a new bottle. Here's the text messages," and he agrees to go. And so let me just tell y'all this. I am irritated as a mug right now. I am truly irritated because I am not understanding why you're going back. So this is the fourth time it sounds like you're going back. Let's just get down here because I'm not going to read any more of this because at this point it seems like nonsense to me. And he continues to go. At the end of 2018, early 2019, Mr. Perry again invited Mr. Rodriguez to his home. Again, here we go on line paragraph 106. They're watching the game. As the game ended, Mr. Perry grabbed Mr. Rodriguez's hand and placed it on Mr. Perry's man member and told him, "If you would just be with me, I would take care of you and you wouldn't have to ever worry about anything." And there you go, freezing. And it continues. You're in 2019 with the same stuff. There's some text messages. So later, here we go to read 116. Later on June 4th, 2019, Mr. Perry became annoyed that Mr. Rodriguez distanced himself. Mr. Perry sent a slew of messages calling Mr. Rodriguez as a-hole and "I haven't heard from you." Mr. Rodriguez, not wanting to get into the real reason why he distanced himself from Mr. Perry, said that he was distant because he did not want to bother Mr. Perry while he was on tour. Mr. Perry responded a text saying, "No, you're busy just saying hi. That's what friends do," and told Mr. Rodriguez to F off. After Mr. Rodriguez did not respond to his liking, Mr. Perry asked, "Nothing to say? That's it?" So here we go with the text messages. "You okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? I'm a great nigga. You okay, asshole? You mad? I don't understand. I haven't heard from you." This is crazy. This is all on June 19th. "I haven't heard from you. I ain't mad. Why? Why? You never text unless something's going on. Oh, okay, bro. I know you're busy. Just didn't want to bother you. Saying hello ain't a bad thing. I know you're on tour. Whatever. My tour is over. I'm sorry, man. I thought something happened. I know." A text saying, "No, you're busy. Just saying hi," is what all my friends do. Good night. F off. Wow. Okay. Yes. Wow. Okay. Nothing to say. That's it. I'm sorry. This whole situation is like a scorned lover. I'm sorry. Question. It's been crazy few months for me, man. My dad is dying. My son's mom's got cancer. So my son is living with me and my older son, Tyler. I barely have time to work out. I'm sorry I didn't text you. At this point, Mr. Rodriguez realized how upset Mr. Perry was and tried to apologize. Rodriguez was apologizing because he felt the cold truth that he would never get to be an actor again. This was a hard reality to accept for Rodriguez. Mr. Perry still insists, I deserve a text at least once a month. Although he had no desire to meet Mr. Perry, he was still stuck between a rock and a hard place and asked Mr. Perry, "You're in. Do you have a manager? Can you go and audition on different roles? I'm asking my actor people. Put it down in the comments for me." Put it down in the comments for me if you're actually someone that's pursuing an acting career. Is it because the way Tyler Perry was doing it, it seems kind of easy? And you don't have the chops to go out on auditions? All right. There's a lot of text messages. I'm going to leave it up here just for a second to let you all read it. I'm not going to read these text messages. Let's get down to the next pair. The only thing that's interesting over here is what was going on in these texts because something is missing. There are some text messages that are missing. I see bubbles, but I don't see text messages. Thereafter and throughout 2024, Mr. Perry would randomly reach out to Mr. Rodriguez. So again, all of this is overlapping with what was going on with Derek Dixon. So he was having in 2025, Derek Dixon filed his own harassment charges against him. They have that. Interesting. This is June 18th. Alleged text messages, red flag, and Rodriguez says, "Oh shit, he's at it again. When is he gonna? Excuse me. When is he gonna learn?" Tyler Perry. When he ends up like Diddy. Oh, this is a text message between my bad. I should have read this before I read the text messages. On June 18, 2025, this is what happens when I get irritated with something because something continues to happen over and over and over again and we want to blame the predator, which we should. All right, let's get down. So this is the first cause of action. Civil Code 340 that he's saying SA for against Tyler Perry, and we know the incidents that happened with that. His second cause is sexual battery, and we know the causes of that. His third cause is intentional infliction of emotional distress. We know the causes of that. His fourth cause is negligent retention. We're going to read that because this is what he's suing Lionsgate against Lionsgate only. Under California law, to prevail on a negligent supervision claim involving damages that were suffered as a result of SA within Section 340-16.16, a plaintiff must establish that one, the defendant knew or should have known of the alleged abuser's misconduct. Two, the defendant did not act in a reasonable manner to prevent the harm. And three, the SA occurred. Four, there was causation. And five, the plaintiff suffered compensatory damages. And they go to Ratcliffe versus the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Archbishop of LA. California courts have consistently recognized that to establish a negligent supervision claim, the plaintiff must prove that the defendant knew or had reason to believe that the individual in question was likely to engage in the SA. And they quote, uh, They refer to Lopez versus Watchtower Bible and Tract Soike of New York. And they go into all of that. So let's continue down. Prayer for relief. What are they expecting? They are expecting a jury. Plaintiff prays for judgment as follows: for special, general, punitive, and compensatory damages according to proof at trial, for reasonable attorney fees, expert witness fees, and other litigation expenses pursuant to law, for injunctive relief where the court deems appropriate, for all other relief that the court deems appropriate and just, and for the total amount of damages to be $77 million. And this was dated, they were doing this on Christmas, y'all. And they filed it the day after Christmas. So that is a lawsuit. We didn't read the last two or three pages because again, it seemed it recycled into the same stuff. There may have been more information in there, but I'm just human and I'm irritated with that. Nothing's worth your dignity. No acting job, no dream job, no placement, no accolade, no sense of belonging. Any of those things that move to tear down your dignity, it's not worth it. It's not. It really isn't. So we'll see what Mark, again, you've got Derek Dixon. He's looking for 250 million. And here's what's interesting. The Jonathan Delshad, who is the lawyer for Mario Rodriguez, he's also the lawyer for Derek Dixon. Oh my goodness. Let me you see it right here? They have the same attorney. See that? Jonathan Delshad. Jonathan Delshad. They have the same attorney. And here on Derek Dixon at this 46 pages. But I just wanted to tell you some of the things were parallel about him going to the home, about he getting plied with liquor, about different text messages. But what I was looking for right here was time frames. Let's get to the factual information. Mm, 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 mm. In or around September 19th. So again, It overlapped, as I said that it would. It was overlapping. That's what that is why I pulled that up. They were overlapping. They were overlapping. All right, people. We have gone over this. We read it. We read it to the point that I got a little irritated. And again, I just need for us to understand, considering yourself a good person doesn't always mean the right thing, and nothing should compromise your dignity. Not your pride, your dignity. Okay? All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. What did you think about this lawsuit? Do you think it's a money grab? It's being brought to you by the same attorney that is bringing you Derek Dixon's case. Is that something to be concerned with? You remember with Diddy, you had that guy out of Texas that was bringing forth 100 and some odd cases. Do you think that this guy is following suit on that? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think about what you've heard so far? Let me know down in the comments. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be going over the updates in the Derek Dixon case in my celebrity this week in celebrity news, which will be on Monday at 10 a.m. So make sure y'all check me out at that point. All right. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye bye.